Good morning, and welcome to Let's Talk About Christianity. I'm Zach. That's Keith. We've got a special guest today, Dale Jenkins. Welcome to the
program. I feel special.
Yeah, he feels special. Do you feel more special than Jeff? Jeff's been on here before too, but you've been on here twice now to his one.
Well, I don't know that I was officially on there the first time because I don't think we recorded it. So
this is being recorded. Yes.
Yeah. Good.
I did start the recording. Yeah.
All right. Hey Zach, I don't know if this is a live. I mean, if the video goes out on this.
It does.
Okay. But your glasses are fabulous. So just
Thank
so
you, man. In honor of you today, Dale, I brought out the crazy socks with the shoes. Love it.
Wow. Awesome. Well, I do the same. I don't have them on yet this morning, so
Okay.
I haven't put my crazy socks on yet this morning.
My wife got me some green ones that were golf socks. They're awesome. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
No, I'm ready to talk. Y'all tell me talk. Y'all get me going. Tell me what to talk about.
You want to start out with the lectureship?
No, I was just going to jump in here as to, why we actually asked Dale on. I know that's not usually our custom, but
all right.
Dale, you've got a new book coming out that you've been working on, and I'm excited about it. I'm hoping we can get some excitement generated everywhere about this new book. So how did you come up with this idea?
So this is yes, sir. This is book number 40 for me. So I love writing. It's always been a passion of mine. And about 18 to 20 months ago, I ran across a book by Tom Rainer. Tom was the president of Lifeway, and has put out some good resources. Of course, they're Calvinistic, and so I can't, he and I don't follow each other theologically at all. But when somebody puts out good material, I still like good material. And the book he put out was a guest book for Baptist churches, basically a gift book to give. I didn't like his book that much, but I liked the concept a whole lot. And so I started then writing. This book took me longer to write than any one I've written, I guess. I started writing then. I struggled with this thing, trying to get it right. I wanted to keep it short and it to be a gift book for our guests. But contrary to my more progressive friends' ideology, the Church of Christ is not a denomination. And not being a denomination, we can't just put a book out there that says, here we are, and it apply to every congregation. And they can do that in a denomination. I don't want to be one, but that is something they can do that we can't do. Right. And so I thought, here's what we ought to do. We ought to make this thing where you can customize the book for each congregation, and that way it can fit their needs and not just a generic book out there. So, in a denomination, you get a book from the president of the denomination's publishing house, and everybody knows that person, and he can represent that group because he's an official of that denomination. We don't exist that way. So we exist locally. And so that was the concept behind this. And so I wrote the book, had about 20 people read it. I think, Keith, I asked you to read it.
I did. Yes.
Okay. Thank you for
and hence you being on the program today to promote it.
Yes.
So
I had about 20 people read it, different people from different size churches, different parts of the country, had guys and girls read it. I had people who've been Christians a long time read it, and people who've been Christians a short time read it, and ask them all for input. What do you see in here? What's useful? What needs to be changed? And so it worked really, really well. So I started feeling guilty near the end. I thought, now here's the odd thing. Mr. Rainier's son, Jess, lives on the same street that I live on in Spring Hill. And I started thinking, what if this book got in his hands and he said, that's kind of my idea. And so I wrote Tom, and I said, I've written this book. Here's the content. It's not like your book, but I got the idea from your book, and I wanted to be honest and get permission for you to do this. I don't want to do anything that would be, shady in any way.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote me back a very kind message and said, you're welcome to do that. And so I didn't steal his idea without asking him for permission to steal it. So,
mm-hmm.
I try to be transparent about stuff like that. So here's I've got a copy of the book. If you want me to reveal that now?
Yeah. Hold it up. Yes.
Okay. So here's the lovely book. Here's the book. It's caramel here.
There we go.
So
touch it slowly.
Yeah,
there you go.
If you're watching this, you can actually see it. So this is a mock-up copy of it that we send to people.
Right.
Over here it says you can put your logo here, or just your church congregation name, and then we can make the color of the book. This one I think is blue. I'm colorblind, but I'm told this is blue. We can make the color of the cover whatever color
we could so mess with you right now, but we won't. It is blue.
Yeah. It's really pink. Yeah.
That's why nobody wants to come on our podcast.
That's it. So then inside, same thing. You get to put your logo. Now, some churches may say we don't have a logo. We don't have anybody draw one. We will draw you a logo. We actually have a person that draws logos for churches. There's a cost to that. We don't make any money off the logo. The guy charged us $100 to draw the logo, so we charge somebody $100 if they want us to draw them a logo. And then inside on this page, about 3 pages in, your logo goes there again, and your website information. And then at the end of the book, the very end of the book, right here, it has contact information. It has your contact information. So it's 6 chapters, and the challenge is read a chapter a day. 17,000 words total in the books. It's a really short book for anybody that does word count on books. 6 chapters. You read a chapter a day, and the 6th chapter is actually prayer for the reader. Asking God's blessings in their life, but also encouraging them, praying that they will return tomorrow, which would be Sunday ostensibly, and that they would return the next day. The book is designed to ask questions, to give them an opportunity to learn more. It's not a book that should be offensive, and we tried to make it where we didn't get into congregational specifics because that would not work. We try to do things that are indicative of churches of Christ in it. So that's kind of the book. It's and what else do you want to know about it?
Okay, so just to you made all this clear, but I want to make sure that it was clear. This is a book that I would assume that you wrote primarily for.
I wrote all myself. Yes.
But I'm assuming primarily you wrote it with the intent of using it at Spring Meadows.
No, not really. I mean, the first ones I printed for Spring Meadows, but I wrote it thinking this is a book that could be useful for any congregation. Most churches would like something to put in their guest hands. Now, I'm going to tell you something interesting in my opinion here. In all likelihood, most of your guests will not read this book.
Yeah.
But they will get the book, and they will see that it's personalized, that it's from your congregation, and they will appreciate the fact they were thought of. Now, they may read it, hope they do, but even if they don't, it's a success when they get it and they say, oh, wow, they really are interested in us here.
Right.
Well, and they may not read it immediately, but people also, I don't know if it's our times, our culture, whatever, but they don't like throwing things away. And so, it may lay around for a little while and someone else may pick it up and read it.
They've not been around my church secretary. She likes to throw things away.
Yeah, mine does not. But
yeah, they're right about that.
So getting back to that, I mean, I'm assuming you're planning on using this at Spring Meadows.
We actually began using it Sunday at Spring Meadows.
But you made it customizable for anyone.
Yes. That's the idea. It's customizable for any congregation. Yes, sir.
Zach's got a question.
The question would be, how do we get them? How do we get a hold of the book? How do we get it customized? How do we have it sent to our congregations? Because Payson is going to be getting some because it looks pretty awesome. And we're constantly looking for literature to be able to give our guests. One of the biggest things we give them is Muscle and a Shovel. But, I mean, you're talking – that's a pretty large book. And you're talking even less people are going to read through Muscle and a Shovel. We hope that they read it. We hope that they hear the truths and stuff in it. But even less people are going to read through that. But if you're talking 6 chapters, that's very doable. That's very doable.
So 75 pages long.
Beneficial. Yeah, it's very beneficial.
75 pages long. So it's designed to be readable. So here's the deal, okay? Some of your listeners, maybe watchers, maybe all of them, some of them have heard of the Jenkins Institute.
Yeah.
Some don't. Some know it exists. Some don't know what it is.
The what?
The Jenkins Institute. Some don't have a clue what it is.
Dale,
so let me tell you what it is.
Maybe you should, like send emails out or something to help people be aware of, the Jenkins Institute. But I like to say that
we have more emails deleted than anybody. I have more emails deleted than anybody in Brotherhood. Okay. So let me tell you what the Institute is. It's Jeff and I trying to give good stuff to churches. It's not something fancy. We named it the Jenkins Institute because we want to honor our dad. Yep. But it's not an organization that's out there. So here's what we've learned. We are really, 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 really bad at making money. Okay. We don't make any money. We gave away 1,500 books last week. Okay. Of 7 different books I've written, gave 1,500 copies of them, just gave them away.
I got to tell you this story. We had the Southeast Missouri Leadership Workshop this past Monday. And one of the guys who had received one of those 1,500 books last week, he kind of walked in, and our new youth minister, whom we allegedly stole from Stuart, Florida, he just arrived, and anyway, this guy walks in and goes up to Jared, and he's like, "Here, I've got a gift for you." And he handed him one of your books, and I'm sitting there just laughing.
What did David say? I will not give to the Lord that which costs me nothing. I'm going to give you something that costs me nothing, and that's that great part. We don't care.
To Adam's credit, he did tell him that it didn't cost him anything. But
So let me explain this real quick how it works. So the original thought was, hey, here's a book we might make some money on, and so we sell them. In 100 copies of this book, okay? 100 copies are for $9 each, okay? Now that's $900. That's just what it is,
right?
And then I thought, there are some churches won't want 100 copies, but there's a anytime you do a product, there's a tipping point. Okay, I've got to pay my formatters, I got to pay the designers, got to pay the guy who draws. I've got to pay all that. If I printed 1,000 for you, it'd be
the proofreaders,
the proofers, the editors.
Proofreaders are getting paid. Don't pay Keith.
No,
that was the worst
one got paid. Her name is Kathy, and she proofs she does doctoral proofing for Vanderbilt PhD thesis students. So she deserves pay for this. Okay, she deserves combat pay for printing my book. But so I started thinking, but there are little churches out there, they don't want 100 copies of this book.
Right.
And so I thought, well, okay, so we do 50 for $13 each. Okay, so it costs a little more because the price ends up.
It just costs more. And
yes, so a church contacted me last week and said, hey, we'd like to do this, but we're a poor church up in I want to think Ohio, but wherever they were, and they said we only have about 30 members. we don't need 50. Can we order 30? I said, yeah. They said, and we don't have enough money. So I did them 30 for $10 each. So
there you go.
You're not very good at making money with this, but
no, I will lose money on those 30 books. But if that church in Ohio ends up, getting these books and somebody gets one and becomes a Christian, I don't care. I mean, I lose $20, $30, not a big deal at all. So that's kind of where we are on that. And we're not trying to be altruistic or noble or anything in it. We just, if you can afford $9 a book and won't order 100, we'll do it for you. But if you can't, but you need that many books, we'll do it for, $1 each. Jeff's going to kill me now. So you ask, Zach, where you can order them.
Yes.
It's thejenkinsinstitute.com. And there is a free PDF on there that you can download. And the idea there is, I would like for a church to read the book before they order it.
Right.
Because I don't want them to order a book and then say, well, I didn't like it. You said this. Okay. Right. Fine. Don't order 100 copies of it. So, and I probably shouldn't tell you this, but here's part of the idea. So if Paintsville ordered them, we would send y'all the PDF, and we would encourage you to take that PDF and give it to to email the copy of the PDF to everybody in the congregation.
Right.
And here's the idea behind that. As a member of the congregation, I don't want to give a book to someone that I've not read. Right. And so the idea is, here's a PDF. You don't want to buy, 300 copies for the members at Paintsville, and y'all are out, $2,700, and now you got to buy books, So you get the PDF free, and that way you don't have to buy a bunch of extra books. So that's the idea behind it.
Okay. So
now there's something else, Steve.
Is it ready to go?
It is ready to go. I've got copies.
Okay.
Here's the Spring Meadows copy right here. There's the Spring Meadows copy with our logo on it, logo on the back too, and our contact information inside that we started giving out Sunday. Obviously, your copies are not ready yet because I've not received your order.
Yes, but I'm saying you're ready to take orders and ready to get rolling.
I don't think you liked it, Dale. I don't think he liked it. He proofread it. He decided not to order. That's what it is.
He decided not to order.
No, I'm trying to ask questions that our listeners, may be asking in their minds as they are listening to this.
So if you sent me an order today, if you did not need a logo design, I could probably have it in your hands in 2 weeks.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
If you need a logo design, it may take 2 weeks and 3 or 4 days because you have to approve the logo. We don't want to put a logo out there you don't want. Obviously, we're not going to put a logo on the front of the book that you see it, and so you got to approve it and tell us you like that or make changes or whatever.
Sure.
And some churches wouldn't want a logo, and if they don't want a logo, we can just put their name on the front. That'll work because some people don't like branding stuff, and I understand that. I'm not opposed to them doing that. So ostensibly, if you wanted them, in 4 days, I could probably give them to you in 4 days from the time and place order. And that's going to cost you more because I'm going to have to put rush shipping on and rush printing on it. So again, that makes sense. Sure. But I can, the turnaround time on it can be really, really, really good. So yeah.
Okay, so for our listeners who are hopefully, listening to this and are interested in this for their congregations, they can go to the website and view this book on PDF right now.
Yes, they can click the order button on the PDF. It will download the file to them immediately. Yes.
Okay. So how do they get to that?
Okay. thejenkinsinstitute.com/shop, I think is where it is. And that's where all our materials are. And you'll see there's like 3 versions you can order because one is a mock-up, a physical mock-up. One is a generic book. So if a church said, we want the book, but we don't want any logo on it or anything. We don't want to customize. We just want the book. They can order it there. And then,
I don't know why you would do that, but anyway.
Well, I don't either, but I want 5 copies. Okay, we'll do that for you.
Right.
So here's another neat thing. Man, I'm gonna get myself in trouble here. There are other levels.
Dale, you got to stop going on podcast.
You can blame Pablo because he's not here today.
Oh, Pablo's not here. Oh, where's Pablo?
He's working. He's working.
Okay. So here's the neat thing. There are other levels of customization. So if a church said, we'd really like to order, we'd like to order, 400 of these books. Well, what we will do then is we will, throughout the book, instead of saying, this congregation or this church, we would say the Paintsville congregation, the Spring Meadows congregation. Here at Spring Meadows, we love it when we have guests with us. Here at Paintsville, we partake of the Lord's Supper every Sunday, and we would customize that far. And if you did that, here I am.
Here's the special discounted rate. You call within the next 15 minutes.
Right. So the deal there, if you did that, we would allow you a page or two for yourself. Mm-hmm. So, Keith, if you wanted to write a letter from you, or if a church want to write a letter from their elders, we would put that in the book as part of the book. So it's another level of customization. If somebody said, "Hey, we really want to go out here."
Now, see, I'm sitting here thinking about putting together a visitor packet, and including a copy of the book, and then writing a letter separate from the book and having it inside that packet. That'd
work great.
Yes,
that'd work great. But one church said we'd like to put a picture of our elders inside the book. So we'll do that for you. It'll cost a little more, that additional level of customization, but again, we want this to be useful to the local church. That's our plan and desire with this. So that's why they do this way.
Sure.
Wonderful.
So I was actually thinking about this this morning driving in, because I didn't realize that you told us, I think before we started recording, that this is book number 40.
I have edited or written right around 100, and this is book number 40 that I have either authored or co-authored, like the Don't Quit books. Jeff and I co-authored. So number 40 on that.
So the point I was going to make is I've written one, and I put a lot of heart and soul and work into writing that book, and then it comes time to publishing it, and then the marketing, and I got to that point, and the guy who was publishing, and he and I were talking, and I'm like, wait a minute, to actually get a copy of this book into the hands of individuals, I basically have to shamelessly sell myself. And he said, you are exactly right. And that was the point that I said, okay, I'm done. This is not me. I appreciate the fact that I don't want to say you are shamelessly selling yourself, because you're that would just
why we don't have people come on the podcast.
This is why we have so few repeat guests. But
I look forward to my next time on.
But you have stated repeatedly and demonstrated you're not in this to make a profit. You're never going to retire to a remote Caribbean island based upon
that
your
you
book
bought.
sales.
That I bought.
Yeah.
I'll fly there every weekend in my private jet.
Right. That's not what this is about at all.
No, we don't make any money. We lose money on books. The Jenkins Institute basically costs Jeff and I every month to run it. We put our money in every month to run it. So and we don't do it to be, we're not trying to be noble in that, or to say we're looking at.
I just wanted to make sure everybody understood that point. That this.
So if a church said, "Hey, we really want this book, but we can't afford $9 a book," I'd say, "Well, what can you afford?" The guy that said needed 30 books, I just said, "Well, what do you want to pay?" They wrote back and said, "What do you want to pay?" And I said, "Okay, that's good. We'll do it."
Okay.
Now, if he'd said $1 a book, now 30 books, so he said $1 a book, I probably would have said okay. But and I also want to be honest about it. If a church can afford that many books, awesome. I'm not going to let them cheat us just because they want to be cheap, you know.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And our time's running out.
It is. Our time is running out. We've got to wrap this up. Dale, thank you so much for coming on. Yeah, looking forward to next time.
So email me with any questions.
Okay.
There we go.
Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next week.